So what if you could automate pretty much any task in your business just by describing it, in plain English? Today, we're doing a technical deep dive into Edge AI's workflows and its incredible code generator to see how this is, well, not science fiction anymore.
Look, we've all been there, right? You've got that one critical task that has you bouncing between Slack, then Jira, then a dozen other tabs in your browser. It's that manual, soul-crushing work that just kills productivity. But what if you could just make it go away? I mean, for good. And I'm not talking about just a small step up from the old way of doing automation. This is a totally different ballgame. We're moving away from those rigid, brittle systems that totally depend on pre-built connectors. Instead, we're heading towards something that's flexible, that's adaptive, and that you can literally create just by talking to it.
So how in the world does Edge AI actually pull this off? Well, it goes way beyond simple automation and into something they call deep research workflows. And trust me, this is the core engine that changes absolutely everything.
Just let that definition sink in for a second. It's an agentic system. That means it has agency. It's like a smart agent that can think, plan, and act for you. You just tell it your goal in plain English, and it figures out all the messy details, orchestrating this complex dance across all your different software tools.
But the real magic, the part that feels like it's from the future, is how you build these things. You don't need to know how to code. You don't have to be some automation guru. Nope. You just have to describe what you want to get done.
I mean, check out this real user request. Normally, a task like this, you'd need a developer, or you'd be wrestling with some clunky automation tool for hours. With Edge AI, this simple sentence is the entire setup. That's it. The system gets it. It understands intent, it knows what sentiment analysis is, and it just connects all the dots to make it happen.
Okay, so how does a simple sentence transform into a full-blown working workflow? Well, it all starts with the brains of the operation, the intelligent planning agent.
The best way to think about this is like an AI project manager. It takes your big picture goal and just breaks it down into a concrete step-by-step plan that a computer can actually follow. It figures out the perfect sequence of actions and exactly how data needs to move from one step to the next.
Now, to build out its plan, this agent has a whole toolkit. It's got its standard app tools, stuff like create a Jira ticket. It has AI tools like analyze sentiment. But it also has a secret weapon, the tool that gives it superpowers, and that's the code generator. This is what it pulls out when there's no pre-built tool for some specific custom thing you need done.
And this right here is what makes Edge AI workflows truly limitless. The on-demand code generator is the secret sauce that separates this technology from everything, and I mean everything that's come before it.
So what exactly is the code generator? Okay, picture having a top-tier software engineer on call 24/7, ready to write a custom script for any random task you can dream up, instantly. That's what this is. It writes code, it runs it, and it even debugs its own code in a secure environment, all in a matter of seconds.
The process behind this is just so smart. First, it gathers requirements. It'll even go out and find the latest API docs online to make sure it's working with the right stuff. Then, the AI writes the code it needs. It runs that code in a completely isolated, secure sandbox. And here's the kicker, the most amazing part. If the code fails for any reason, it looks at the error, figures out what went wrong, rewrites the code to fix the bug, and just tries again.
So what happens when you have an AI that can fix its own mistakes in real time? You get this, a 99.99% success rate. It doesn't have to get it perfect on the first shot. It literally learns from its mistakes on the fly, just like a human developer would, which means the job gets done, and it gets done reliably every single time. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Running custom code on the fly sounds a little risky, right? Especially in a business context. Well, security is everything. And Edge AI was built from the ground up with that in mind. All code runs in a totally isolated sandbox. The AI itself never even sees sensitive stuff like your API keys. And for any action that actually modifies data, a human, that's you, has to give the final thumbs up. All right, we've talked a lot about the how. Let's get to the fun part. Let's see what this actually looks like in a real-world, high-stakes situation. So here's the job, a complete incident investigation. This is usually a nightmare scenario, right? It involves multiple people, hours of digging through logs and messages, and you're always worried you're going to miss something critical. Now remember, the user just described this goal in English. And in response, the planning agent built this entire 6-step workflow on its own. It's searching Slack, analyzing what people are saying, summarizing the key findings, opening a Jira ticket, drafting a full report in Google Docs, and then notifying the whole team. A complete end-to-end investigation from a single sentence.
The result here is, well, it's just staggering. A task that would normally take a team hours, maybe even days to complete, was done by the Edge AI workflow in about 15 minutes. This isn't just saving a little bit of time. This is a total revolution in how fast you can operate. And when you see a result like that, you start to realize that this kind of technology isn't just about making old processes a little faster. It's about completely redefining what your teams are even capable of.
This quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head. The goal here isn't to help you do your boring, repetitive work more efficiently. The goal is to make it so you don't have to do that work at all. It's about removing entire categories of work from your plate.
Which, of course, brings us to the final and probably most important question. If you had a tool this powerful, a tool that could automate anything you could describe, what work would you choose to remove forever?